Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new, my name is Natalie McLeod. I'm a counselor and I'm also certified in the New Creative Journal. You don't need to be good at drawing, you don't need to be an artist to benefit from this practice. Today we're diving in a topic that's more relevant than ever, which is the impact of external events on our internal landscape. With the constant barrage of news about global conflict, it's nearly impossible to escape from the weight of the stories. And this can leave us overwhelmed and out of control. This is about reclaiming our power in how we respond to it. In today's video, I'm really excited to share this new creative journal process, which will help you reclaim a sense of control. So grab your journals and let's get started. So what I tend to do before journaling, I tend to create a space. So I create a space by either lighting a candle or just having a clear desk, or clear as possible. And I even have some objects sometimes. I'll show you, like these ones. So I do like crystals. I find them very, very pretty and calming, especially this one. This is a really calming color. I also have a little robin, wood robin. I absolutely love robins. So I found this in a shop and absolutely adored it. So I just have it placed on my windowsill. And also something else that I tend to have, move the camera. I tend to have little flowers like these, This is from actually an antique shop that I got that from, probably a couple of pounds. And so you don't really need much. You can keep it very, very simple. You don't have to use an A4 size journal. You can use a smaller version. We're going to draw a silhouette on your journal. If you're not confident with drawing, you can find lots of examples of silhouettes online. The idea is just to draw like a gingerbread man shape. So once you've got your gingerbread man, I'm going to now show you some news titles. So here I've spread a few news titles on my desk, and I'm going to invite you to spend some time reading them and just notice, just notice in your body what happens when you're reading these titles. So where do you feel the tension? Is there tightness in your stomach? So yes, I might have a little bit of tightness here. Yeah, might have some tightness. I might have a feeling heavy around my stomach. And you can see, as you can see, the pastels are a little bit messy, so you can have some wet wipes on the side if you need to. What's happening in your mind? You can in your mind you can have thoughts like, this is scary. I don't know what to do. So now pause for a moment and consider, if this is how you feel reading the news once, imagine what happens when this is repeated daily, especially when combined with personal life challenges, stress in relationships, health concerns, emotional pressures from everyday life. The news doesn't exist in isolation, it layers on top of everything else. And this is why awareness matters, because when we become conscious of what is happening inside us, we are no longer unconsciously overwhelmed by it, for the most part anyway. We begin to take back a sense of choice. We begin to lighten the load. So on the right side of the page, take a few minutes to write freely about your experience. You can use prompts like, when I look at these headlines, I feel, or when I notice my silhouette, I observe. Reading the news makes me think. And then write in whatever way feels natural to you. So short sentences, bullet points, free flow writing, and there is no right or wrong way to do it. So now the next stage is we're going to highlight the keywords or phrases that feel important to you. So circle repeated emotions, for example. I have heavy here, scared, fearful, tense. Or highlight strong sensations, or simply notice patterns in your response. Something bad is going to happen. That could be a pattern. Anticipating the worst. At the end, you can even write a short affirmation or summary statement such as, I notice overwhelm, I'm aware of tension and I can respond to it, or I'm learning how news affect me. So this is our first stage of the activity. We're going to now go on to the second stage. We're going to turn the page of your journal and having the white space. How does it feel? I mean, white pages are not always positive things for everyone, but I do wonder, and it's just a question of experimenting. Turning the page and it's like, oh, it's as though you're closing the door on something, and we're not ignoring it because you see everyone. You can still see the writing at the back. You can still see it there. So we're not ignoring what you've written, but we're taking a break from it. So this could be a way to ground yourself back into the present moment, or even to teach your mind that I'm taking control and here is the present moment. I'm sat at my desk. I have got my cup of tea. I have got a candle that I can light. Taking some deep breaths if you want to, and you're teaching your mind to come back to the present moment. Because indeed, when we watch the news or when we are even thinking something negative, it could be our mind are either in the past or anticipating the future, but it's actually not in the present moment. And feel yourself sinking into your chair whilst you're doing this. And even look around your room and look at pretty things. Like I showed you a robin earlier. You can look at your objects, your special photos, to just bring you back in this present moment. Okay, so once you've taken that break, if you needed to do that, if not, then you can go straight into the exercise. We're going to now do the good bit. So we're going to draw the silhouette again. You can pause and then read each of the titles. Okay, we're going to repeat the same process, but this time they're much more uplifting news, hopefully. So ask yourself again, what do I feel in my body now? What sensations arise? What thoughts are different this time? Once you've drawn your silhouette, notice, is there more ease, more openness, a sense of lightness or hope? And then spend some time drawing, colouring, making symbols inside your silhouette. This is one thing I really like to do, is stamping. There's something about stamping which is, for me, again, it's very personal. It might not be the case for you. Relaxing, because I don't have to think about drawing and drawing well or anything like that. There's something satisfying about having this beautiful little pattern appear on your page. My heart feels like it's opening up like a little flower, and actually this is a lotus, so that's interesting. It feels more open, and this is what I'm going to write on my page. And I'm going to use some colors that I love. So I love teals and greens. So like the previous exercise, or activity rather, we're going to write on this page again in bullet points or in short sentences or free-flowing writing, as you wish. So what I decided to do was to stamp the word hope about 5 times. But again, that was spontaneous. I just felt the need to do this. You can do whatever you want. What you can also do, you can find a positive image in a magazine and stick it onto your page, add a positive word, a quote, an affirmation. You can draw, doodle, colour something that helps regulate and calm your nervous system. I mean, anything you really want. So this is not just creative expression, it's also a way of supporting your emotional state. So here I decided I was going to colour those letters in, and it's a mindful exercise. So through this process, you are learning something very important. You can stay informed without becoming overwhelmed, without losing your sense of inner stability. You are not powerless in the face of information. We do have some control, and we can take that control back by simply spending time in our journals. By becoming aware of how news affects you, you begin to choose how you relate to it. A little bit of yellow here. And in that choice, you regain a sense of control, of balance, and grounded presence. Oh, look at these big words. Okay, so this is what I ended up doing. So I ended up colouring the whole words hope with the colours that cheer me up. And then I also added some washi tape, but just played around with the colours, the mediums, coloured in the letters with different types of pens and pencils, just to use my supplies and have some fun with that. You end up with something here that grounds you for the day, and you can not only use this process for newspaper headlines, but you can also use it for your thoughts, you know, if you have negative thoughts or something happened during the day. Now, if you'd like to go one step further into this process, we're going to bring everything together into a creative and intentional piece. So this next part is called the front page of my mind. So we're going to turn your journal page over. So now we're going to take some old magazines or any visual materials you have and begin to flick through them slowly. Once you've gathered your images, spread them out onto your table. My table is not large enough, so I spread them onto my journal straight away and arrange them in a way that feels visually and emotionally balanced to you. And then we're going to glue or stick them onto your page. It's about allowing us a little freedom to not have everything so. So external events are sometimes similar to internal mental activity. Thoughts can arise without invitation, just like news headlines appear without our control. But just as we learn not to believe every thought we think, we can also learn not to absorb every piece of information we encounter. We acknowledge, yes, things are happening in the world. Yes, there are different perspectives and opinions. Yes, reality is complex and multifaceted. And at the same time, we recognize we do not have to be submerged in all of it. We can choose what we engage with and how we process it. and what we keep. Your immediate life matters, your health, your relationships, your responsibilities, your inner well-being. These are your foundations, my friends. Just like the idea of putting your oxygen mask on first, you cannot support others or engage with the world effectively if you are overwhelmed or depleted. Take a moment to ground yourself again. You might go for a walk in nature, feel the sun or the fresh air, listen to the sound of birds or rain, sit with a cup of tea, spend time with a friend, a pet, or simply rest. This simple moments brings you back to what is real and immediate. Because right now, in this moment, you are here, you are safe, you are present. And this is your anchor. Until next time, take care of yourselves, your heart, and your loved ones, and I'll see you soon. Bye.